and it is called The Healing Energy of Your Faith. So we just did our meditation about healing, and this talk is going to have a lot to do with healing. Excuse me. So today I'm inspired. Oh, and I'm supposed to say my name, aren't I? All right. Almost forgot. I'm India Taylor, and we're going to talk about the healing energy of faith. We know that the faith of Jesus had healing energy, and your faith has healing energy too. Today we're going to explore our power of faith and the authority we have been given to use it. And later in the service, we're going to raise the energy of our faith and use it to say some healing prayers. It's interesting and comforting to consider what faith has already done for us and for humankind. Former Unity of Houston minister Sig Paulson wrote, "Faith, individualized in and operating through man, has built his mental attitudes, his factories and businesses, his churches and educational institutions, his hospitals and libraries." Faith has always been a part of man's divine makeup and experience. Every project was faith once, and every project of the future will be faith first. I imagine that this church, Unity of San Marcos, probably began as a project of your faith. You must have believed that creating this special church was possible all those years ago when you first imagined it and decided to invest your faith and your love into it. And I believe I can see it has blessed everyone here many times over. And the church is just one example of beneficial things and experiences you have created with your belief. Reverend Sig Paulson wrote about faith in his book, Your Power to Be. He wanted us to build a greater understanding of our faith. First, he tells us that faith is energy. Faith is a highly specialized energy that gives a mental, emotional, and physical expression to whatever we believe in. He also emphasizes the right use of faith in religion. If religion is to save man, it must save him from the effort of his own fears, ignorance, and misconceptions. And to do this, it must teach the right use of faith. Man can never be what he is designed to be, the image of God, the light of the world, until he puts his faith into his own potential of good. Further, Reverend Paulson says that faith is not only energy, but that in working with faith, you are using a substance. The substance out of which the things you hoped for in the past have been made. They have been made. Your present faith is the evidence of things not yet come into visibility and the treasure chest of your expectancy. We are learning that the substance of all things, visible and invisible, is energy. Most of this energy is free and uncommitted to any form. That means it is free for you to use. Charles Fillmore would have called this substance ether. Fillmore's Metaphysical Bible Dictionary defines ether as the spiritual substance in which we live, move, and have our being, and out of which can be made whatever we desire. Fillmore also talked about how faith as energy and substance can be used by us for healing. So, I have a question for you. So why don't we do this more often? What do you think holds us back?
Lack of faith.
Lack of faith? Okay.
And belief.
Believe. Anybody else? Because we don't yet believe we can do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know how. Because we need to be given more encouragement and maybe an example of how to do it. Reverend Paulson says we need to believe in our authority and to believe we are the light of the world. But he also points out that one problem might be two particular teachings of Jesus that have been misinterpreted. He believes these misinterpretations have led people to think that they are lesser beings than they are in truth. For example, much inner conflict has arisen from a misinterpretation of the instruction of Jesus to all who wanted to follow him. He said, if anyone wishes to be a follower of mine, he must leave himself behind or deny himself. Excuse me, allergies. Many religious leaders throughout the ages have taught, therefore, that to follow Jesus we must become selfless. But Reverend Paulson says to attempt to become selfless, to get oneself out of the way or reject yourself, is to oppose the flow of creative action and leads to all kinds of self-trouble, such as insecurity, fear, and condemnation of oneself and others. A little observation will reveal that the one who is constantly preaching selflessness, getting himself out of the way, is deeply self-concerned. This triggers a reaction in the elements of the self that produces disaster not only for him, but for the world as well. As any doctor or keen observer of human personality can tell you, each person inflicts his troubles on all those around him. He says the true meaning of leaving the self behind or denying yourself is to wipe out the sense of limitation that has kept humanity in bondage and to open a way so that one's imprisoned splendor may escape. Another misinterpreted statement of Jesus adds to the confusion. Jesus pointed out that of himself, the Son can do nothing. It is the Father within that does the work. But Jesus does not say, of myself, I am nothing. Aramaic scholar Dr. George Lamsa translates it this way: I and my Father are of one accord. This means the self and its creator are one, a unit of wholeness, a complete entity of self-expression. And it's actually about accepting who you are. We need to accept our authority. Paulson says that we need to get unhypnotized. He says faith unhypnotizes the one who uses it. Faith frees the mind. Your own beliefs, thoughts, and feelings are always the targets of your faith. When your faith changes them sufficiently, miracles are on their way, and you are always the miracle that happens. Another thing Jesus said at least 3 times in the Bible is that we can be healed by our faith. When he healed a blind man, he said, your faith has made you well. He said the same thing when he healed a leper. And there's also the story about a woman who was healed by touching Jesus' clothing. And that story has an extra lesson to teach, and it is about the use of energy for healing. In Luke chapter 8, it is recorded that a woman who had been suffering from a hemorrhage for 12 years approached Jesus in a crowd and touched the hem of his cloak. Immediately her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her affliction. And Jesus, immediately knowing that power had gone out of him, turned around in the crowd and said, who touched my clothes? When they all denied it, Jesus said, someone touched me, for I know that power has gone out from me. The woman, seeing that she could not escape notice, admitted that she had touched his cloak and that she had been healed. Then Jesus said, daughter, be of good cheer, your faith has made you well. So in this story, we hear about Jesus' healing energy that went out from him when the woman touched his clothing in response to her faith. Well, that is important because we also have the healing energy of faith in us, especially if we build it up. We can do that intentionally. It's also interesting that Jesus told the woman that it was her faith that healed her. He did not say, "My faith healed you." He said, "Your faith healed you." And there is a hidden yet obvious lesson in this story about the energy used in faith healing. As Reverend Paulson said, faith is a type of energy. So when we pray for healing, it can be beneficial for us to raise our own energy first by raising our consciousness first, by speaking affirmations that build us up and raise our vibrational energy. The internet says that many people find that starting with affirmations can set a positive emotional and mental tone before engaging in visualization, gratitude, or other manifestation techniques. This creates a change in mindset that can make us more receptive to our good. It aligns with the metaphysical idea that your thoughts and feelings influence what you attract or create. Jesus wanted people to activate their own faith. But even the disciples' faith wasn't always steady. It wavered. And sometimes it was stronger than others. An example of this is how Peter was walking on water temporarily while he was in alignment with his belief. So that alignment seems to be an important lesson. Just as Jesus was teaching Peter, he wanted us to use faith and to practice at it. The work of Unity co-founders Charles and Myrtle Fillmore can show us how to practice. In his first book, Christian Healing, Charles wrote about the power of using our words. The power of the word, and that's written with a capital W, the word. The power of the word is given man to use. You can make yourself a new creature. The spoken word carries vibrations through the universal substance and also moves the intelligence in every form, animate or inanimate, even rocks and minerals. Divine metaphysics has discovered the moving power to be the thought and word of man. My body is not material. It is spiritual in its being. When we want to be healed, it is important that we take our faith out of the disease and put it into the healing power of God. To help her do this, Myrtle Fillmore raised her faith energy through prayer and meditation to work on healing. Unity's website explains, every day she prayed, meditated, and talked to her body. Myrtle believed life is simply a form of energy and has to be guided and directed in man's body by his intelligence. Using her word, Myrtle Fillmore spoke to the parts of her body that she wanted to heal. If Jesus wanted us to learn this, and if Myrtle would raise her energy for healing, it makes sense for us to raise our faith energy and to practice some healing prayers. How are we going to do this? First, we're going to raise our vibrational energy by reciting together Sig Paulson's Drill in the Light, which is on your handout. Excuse me. All right, and then we're going to, after that, turn the page over and speak healing affirmative prayers for specific parts of our bodies from a collection of such prayers in the book You Can Be Healed by Unity author Clara Palmer. Now, if you don't feel comfortable using your voice for 3 pages worth of stuff, don't worry. How about, if you want to, absolutely speak it along with me. But if not, I'll speak it for you. But I suggest that the first page that we do speak together, because that one, picks up your energy. And I know that when I practiced it at home, about halfway through, I was like, wow, I feel this lift in my faith, So and it felt quite good. So,
Okay.
all right. Clara's book, I wanted to tell you about it. It's really cool. It has healing prayers for many body parts individually, from your eyes and your ears. You can work on your hearing and all that, to your ankles, bones, hips, and internal organs. They've even got the spleen in there, a special prayer for the spleen. Yeah, and even an affirmation to use with cancer. Many people have reported receiving benefits from her healing blessings from this book. And if you want to find it, it's on Amazon, Kindle, for $2.99 if you want it in electronic form. All right, so FYI. Sig Paulson says it must be noted that while people have often received immediate healing for issues related to emotions and thoughts, so our emotions, our thoughts, sometimes are healed immediately, sometimes not. But in Myrtle Fillmore's case, it took her about 2 years of prayer and meditation to heal her body of a serious illness. Whatever the case, Unity says, insist on your good. So it might be beneficial to keep these prayers and do them again at home, trying them for a week and afterward as much as you would like to inspire your faith and insist upon your own good. Okay, so just a moment. And I am going to drink water in between each one of these prayers because I get parched, All right. So we're going to say this first page together. This is a drill in the light from Sig Paulson's book, Your Power to Be. Based on the 12 powers, this drill stirs your faith and raises your vibrational energy to do healing prayer, manifestation, or other good actions, whatever you want. All right, so we're going to start with revelation of truth, everybody, all right? And let's speak it together and just try to feel those words. Revelation of truth. I am the power to be. I am the power to be light. I am the power to be faith. I am the power to be will. I am the power to be understanding. I am the power to be imagination. I am the power to be enthusiasm. I am the power to be authority. I am the power to be love. I am the power to be wisdom. I am the power to be joy. I am the power to be strength. I am the power to be forgiveness. I am the power to be life. I claim this truth as my own. I am light. I am faith. I am will. I am understanding. I am imagination. I am enthusiasm. I am authority. I am love. I am wisdom. I am joy. I am strength. I am forgiveness. I am life. I will put this truth into action. I am action. I am light in action. I am faith in action. I am will in action. I am understanding in action. I am imagination in action. I am enthusiasm in action. I am authority in action. I am love in action. I am wisdom in action. I am joy in action. I am strength in action. I am forgiveness in action. I am life in action. I rejoice in my growing ability to carry out the courses of action experienced in this drill. All right, so now we're going to turn the page over to the other side. And the two affirmations that I chose from the book is I figured we all have a mind and we all have a heart, that we might want to work on and keep them in good shape, no matter what age we are, right? So, all right, so let's say these healing affirmations together if you're willing. If not, you can pray silently along with me. Trying to put love into your voice and your heart as you speak these words, I find that helps me invest it into myself if I put some emotion into it. All right, so everybody, we're going to do the mind renewal affirmation. Here we go. In this moment, I bless my mind by fixing my attention on God, the source of light, joy, and harmony. Thus, my consciousness is elevated and dynamic with faith. Just as light from a lighthouse will guide the captain of a ship to steer his craft away from the rocks, so the light of truth, shining through my mind now, guides me away from error thinking. I know that God, the Supreme Intelligence, has provided me with sufficient mental food to last throughout eternity. There is not, nor will there ever be, a lack of helpful, upbuilding things to think about. My marvelous brain is the organ through which my mind formulates its thoughts. In this moment, constructive, well-ordered thinking builds up my brain cells and keeps them in good condition. It is from my mind that I say, I am, I can, I will. It is from my mind that I take a stand of authority and decree what my life shall be. No organ is more directly controlled by divine intelligence, more quickly responsive to it, or more readily healed by it. Therefore, I keep my brain cells replenished by choosing strengthening, revitalizing thoughts. My marvelous brain is built up and sustained in the living substance of divine mind. It is an instrument of divine intelligence and wisdom. God is blessing my thoughts with new living substance and inspiration. I consecrate my mind to God and give thanks for its perfect functioning. I let the Christ light in. Through my willingness to accept the guidance of divine intelligence, my thoughts become centered and poised in truth. Released from ignorance, error, and misunderstanding, my mind feeds on God through thoughts of faith, harmony, love, and joy. It is sound, sane, and strong. It cannot become weakened or lost, for God is my light and my intelligence. I give thanks that it is so. All right. That sounded great. It is a lot.
But if you read it every day.
I actually shortened it a little bit. Took some paragraphs out. I kept the strongest material, and I was like, how much to do? I didn't want to overwhelm anybody with too much information. All right, but you can always circle your favorite parts of it at home if you wanted to focus on certain lines of it. Okay. All right, now we're going to bless our heart on the next page. This is a healing affirmation for your physical and spiritual heart. Here we go. My heart represents my inmost character, the radiance of my inner self, and the divine ideals and aspirations that are known only to God and myself. Within this inner chamber, the Holy of Holy lives, where I commune with the Father in secret, where spirit with spirit can meet, and God speaks with me in the silence. Upon my heart, God has written His law of life, order, and harmony. Here I approach the four-dimensional realm signified by the four chambers of my heart. Here I comprehend the perfect consciousness of life with spirit, soul, mind, and body in complete coordination and wholeness. Here the Christ indwelling, the beloved Son of God, has established his throne. In my heart his love is generated. Love, the mighty, redeeming, and adjusting power of God, the healing balm for every inharmony, radiates from my heart. Here the perfect life of God is brought into manifestation in my life. Love, light, and inspiration on the spiritual plane, expressed as feeling, thought, and aspiration on the physical plane, have everything to do with my perfect development in spirit, soul, and body. I bless my heart, even as Jesus blessed it for all time, when he said, "Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be fearful." I draw close to the healing Christ and am set free this very moment from uncertainty, pain, and fear. Blessed is my heart, the wise Creator who set in motion the rhythmic order of the universe has caused his life and love to pulsate through my heart in perfect harmony. He has established a pause, a time of rest in every heartbeat in order that perfect renewal may be steadily, quietly carried on. My heart cannot be troubled, disturbed, diseased, or weakened, nor can it be worn out by age, as long as I remember that it is the center through which the love of God flows to bless me eternally, to keep my life harmonious, to pour forth through me to others as a healing benediction. Even if I am climbing a mountain, divine love in my heart is not lessened, nor its power decreased one whit, whether I am in the lowlands or the highlands. I ascend the mountains of thought with this help in mind. I am lifted up by the changing life of God. My heart is controlled by divine love and understanding. It is strong and fearless. Its action is steady and true. I do not entertain any thoughts of depression, doubt, bitterness, or fear. Instead, I let the feeling of goodwill, courage, and peace that is sustained in me by Jesus Christ be accompanied by thoughts of faith and rejoicing as I send healing to my heart in his name with these living words of truth. Blessed is my heart, the pure love and life of God pulsating through it in perfect rhythm and order. It is cleansed of all inharmony, impurity, or disease. It is free, confident, and unburdened. Its action is well ordered and harmonious. Its perfection is established. I rest in the assurance that the healing love of Jesus Christ is always with me, at work in my heart and in my life. His peace and faith enfold me. My heart is unburdened and perfected in God's love. I give thanks that it is so. Woo!
Wow.
That's some stuff.
That's great, India.
Glad you like it.
Wonderful research you did there.
Oh, thank you. You know, and I still have that book checked out, so if y'all can think of other body parts, like your eyes or this or that,
Oh, of course.
you know, that you want
Yeah,
to tell me about, I can bring prayers for those, you know,
Yeah,
in the
of course.
future that we can do, so,
Yeah, our body parts need help.
okay.
All of that.
Yes.
But
Okay.
these are wonderful.
Well, I'm so glad you like those.
Oh, man. Powerful.
Yeah. So now, we know how, right? We can raise our faith, we can put it directly into something that helps us. So, all right, we're gonna do, I was looking at the order of service and we're not following the order of service. Okay, we're gonna do the offertory next. That's one of those old Unity books, and it's just amazing, those old Unity books with yellowing pages and everything are just they have such powerful things in them.
That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, I found it in a church library and checked a couple of books out, and I'm glad I did. All right, everybody, let's sing I Am Free, I Am Unlimited.